3, 2, 1. Hi. That was a strong high. That was high. Hello. Welcome. I'm Alexi Pukanikin, and we're balling today, tomorrow, and maybe yesterday. At what cost? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another episode of Ballin' at What Cost. NFL season is in full effect. I got back from Amsterdam 2 days ago. It was a lovely weekend. Tried my best to follow up on the sports that I was missing out on. And, I did my best to follow up. I always start off my podcast with a little NFL, and I will do that today as well. However, just a little story, It was Sunday night in Amsterdam, and just by the looks of it, I know I was mostly there during the weekend. I arrived there Friday, left early Tuesday, and but just by the assumption of it, I think Amsterdam is a bit like New York in some senses, a city that never sleeps. Certainly where I was staying at, it was pretty damn in the center where the action takes place. But anyways, Sunday night, had a wonderful Sunday. Caught up with one of my old-time Beijing buddies, and that was lovely, very lovely. We had more than a few pictures that night. And on my way back home with my friend that was hosting me, I walked past a sports bar. And, there are sports bars here in Finland, but the thing is, they only play like hockey or, soccer. That's the only sports they play. They don't really, broadcast anything else, anything extra that, they don't subscribe. They can't afford to subscribe to everything, right? So we walk past a sports bar, and now I'm looking like this sports bar has like a fucking big ass banner that lists all the sports they play. And I saw NFL, and now I'm like, well, maybe they're just, capping. Maybe they are just capping. I know it was Sunday Night Football. I knew the games were going, and it was still before halftime of the early slot games. And I was walking past, and I looked inside, and it was rowdy, and there was red zone and just individual games, like tons of games, like separate NFL games, but also red zone was on. And it was rowdy in there. And I was walking past, and this in Amsterdam time, it was like, must have been like 12, past midnight. And I was, pretty damn sauced, but, kind of in that sweet spot of, hey, it still got some energy, And my friend there, she was definitely like fucking tired. She was like, all right, I'm done. I'm going to sleep. But I was like, hey, listen, I haven't ever watched NFL in a bar. Like, I've only watched, if I'm watching it with other people, I've only watched it with my boys, right, in my fantasy league. So I was like, you know what? Why not just go, see what the vibes are? So I went back to the apartment, drank a little bit of water. Very important. It was really hot in Amsterdam. And, got myself ready. And I was, again, like, this was already, at this point, by the time I got out of the apartment, it must have been, like, close to 1 in the morning, in the late night. So then I fucking made my way, couple blocks, little fucking 2-minute walk. And then I went in there, and listen, guys, I belong in that kind of environment. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I'm a Chinese Finnish kid raised in fucking Beijing in an international school. Fucking, wasn't really into team sports until like I got into high school, but I didn't even play. I just followed it, started following a bunch of sports, and then I got really into it, and then I just got engulfed into this world, and the NFL came along at one point, and I was like, fucking let it grab me. Oh no, I don't know why my guy fucking just died on me. Hold up, let me take a little pause here. All right, let's give this a second freaking try. I might have lost my shit there for a second. I'm smiling through it all, just gonna try to push through it, improvise, adapt, overcome. We've tried to set up the camera as best as we can for for this sustainable amount of time. I got work, so I'm in a bit of a rush. So we're just gonna continue. So as I was saying, the bar was rowdy. I went in there. And I don't know what it is about my life that has led me up to that place. But when I was in that environment, in that bar, with all the American tourists watching their Sunday night football, high-fiving each other after each play, taking shots, drinking booze, that felt pretty fucking nice, dude. Like, there was some lady with a freaking, tattoo on the top of her back that was sitting in front of me. And when Tyreek Hill scored one of his touchdowns, I was like going off because Tyreek is in my fantasy team. So I was like, oh, fuck yeah. And then she was like, oh my God, you cheering for Hill too? I got Hill in my fantasy team. And she pulled out her, I forgot what betting service she was using. But still, like, I was just like, oh, okay. So like all these people in this bar are into the same things that I'm into. You know what I'm saying? And I talked to a European about NFL, and they're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You like to see black people give each other head trauma, you fucking asshole. And I'm just like, what are you talking about, dude? It's the NFL. It's American football, motherfucker. Get with it. But anyway, so that bar was just an awesome experience. It gave me a small feel of how things, I know it's completely different there, and probably like the best way possible. It's like even more rowdy there, even more passionate. So yeah, can't wait to get the authentic experience, but that was pretty damn close to it. And in Amsterdam, and that was fun. It was just fun. It was a fun night. I stayed there. I didn't watch like the end of the early slot games. I watched maybe till like halfway through fourth quarter, and then I decided to watch the rest at home. Had enough beer in my system anyways to kind of be responsible, call it a night. But anyways, let's get into the week 1 recap, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of things happened. Upsets happened. Gave the average viewer a good idea of what's happening in each division, how our team's doing, adapting, good or bad, all that stuff. But let me get down to some of the headlines and some of the games that I want to talk about a little bit. First one I'm going to talk about is Bengals versus Browns, okay? Because that was definitely one of those where it was just like, what the fuck? Yo, like, you're supposed to be Super Bowl contenders. And this is what I was saying last episode. For reals, Bengals have this, like, kind of problem of, it's because we've seen Chiefs, like, they're just, like, there's this hype built around them, and then they, like, fucking do well. It's like, oh, okay, there's this hype around them, and then they do well. I feel like every time, at least start of the season, it's always Bengals, like, oh man, I really think they're going to do really well. And then it's like the start of the season, you're like, oh, they put doubt in your mind, And in so many ways, it almost feels like Bengals are like the Rocky Marciano of fucking NFL leagues or NFL teams, because it's almost like they got to take a few hits to be really fucking good. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, in a sense, it was a bad matchup for them because historically their O-line hasn't been so strong, and then that was the major issue of last season, and then this season it happened. or like now this week 1 game, it kind of showed again. And then you have the monster and Myles Garrett on the defensive line of the Browns. So it was like there was that one video of Myles Garrett literally going like, like kind of like doing like a basketball, like crossover kind of motion, right before the play gets snapped, because he just fucking knew. Like, he was just so confident in playing his part of the game, and he was winning. So that showed, dude. Like 24-3. Oh my god. But I mean, seriously, I do have faith in the Bengals. It really is that Rocky Marciano. I don't know, Rocky Marciano, a really legendary boxer. But what he was known for was he would always take a punishment, always take damage before, he wasn't like Mike Tyson, came in, knocked you the hell out, got out of there. He was always like, a bit of a brawler in that sense, that bam, 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 get hit, and then that kind of only turns the switch on. So I hope that's the case for the Bengals organization. I hope, you just paid Joe Burrow a disgusting amount of money. Try to get that O-line fixed, like ASAP, and do it faster than last season, because, okay, yes, early into the season, you can still figure some things out, but then that's when other teams who already have who have already filled out the holes in their game during the preseason, they're just going to build on top of that. Right now, you're kind of like taking a step backwards, and I hope it is to take 2 steps forwards. Okay, so, but good on the Browns. Very, very good on the Browns. Very impressive from the Browns. People are almost saying that Browns are like, definitely playoff contention is there, whatnot, after that performance. So congratulations to the Cleveland Browns. And sorry for making fun of you last episode. I really did. Now you guys took a shit on Bengals. Fucking A, dude. All right. Next one that I like to talk about, Buccaneers versus Vikings. Now, this was interesting because, I predicted Vikings just because Vikings were pretty strong last season, and Buccaneers were already like, last season, and then now Tom Brady's gone, replaced by Baker Mayfield, and, if you look at my episodes from last NFL season, I always supported the hell out of my boy Baker Mayfield, right? I feel like this guy's a savage. I feel like he's got a lot going on. He's just fucking got really good energy, kind of like a alpha male kind of energy. And but I don't know. I was like feeling like, dude, if he couldn't even do anything in the Browns, then like, he had that amazing game with the Rams last season. But I was just like, as soon as he went to the Buccaneers, I was like, dude, I don't fucking know, man. Like, I feel like, if you lose Tom Brady, it's hard to fill in those shoes. So, anyways, so the Buccaneers beat the Vikings 20-17. Now, it looks like for the Vikings right now, their offensive game, it goes like this. It goes like they're really good at, little foreplay with the hands, these puppies. And then also, pretty good with the, going downtown, if you know what I'm saying. Those aspects, they're fine. But then when it comes to like the real deal, like the real deal to hit that home run and shit, they can't really get to the climax, bro. They, and I think partly is due to the fact, because what I'm talking about is right here, these puppies, not these specific puppies, but these puppies, that's, let's just say that's, this is Kirk Cousins right here. And then like, the downtown skills, that's Justin Jefferson right there. So you got that. You're fucking, like that's already very fucking good. You can do some crazy shit with that already. But when it's like, hey, let's do the actual thing, and in this case, it's like get the win. Then they're like, nah, that's about it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all I have to offer, right? And that's what I'm saying. It's like then there's their defense, and then like all the other players that are just like all the offensive players, and it's just like So I feel like they need to be more consistent as a team. Like as a team, if you have someone like in your offense, someone like Justin Jefferson and Kirk Cousins is not afraid to throw it deep, then if Justin Jefferson just doesn't make the catch, the throw is off a little bit, he was defended pretty decent, and he couldn't make the catch, then you gotta have all the other options, right? So, man, yeah, that's all I gotta say about the Vikings right now, because they didn't get their ass whooped, but like Buccaneers definitely had like a step ahead. They were like a step ahead of them during the game, and then now it's like, okay, but you got beat by the Buccaneers, who were not expected to be like super strong this upcoming season, right? And then you're expected to, like kind of easily make it to the playoffs. So what the hell is happening? We got to figure that out. We got to make some changes, because fucking Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson, man, like you could turn that into like something actually legendary. So let's see what the Vikings can figure out. Next up. Oh, shit, sun's out and everything. Next up, we got the 49ers versus the Steelers. Now, listen. This is some serious business here. The 49ers, they beat the Steelers 30-7. Right? So, Steelers, they score one touchdown this whole game. 49ers, they score a lot of touchdowns, a lot more than one. And to be honest, sorry, I was not expecting guests right now. Honestly, ladies and gentlemen, I've never recorded a podcast with so many fucking distractions in my life. I really hope this was going to be a lot smoother just because I prepped quite a lot for this. I feel like I had some good material there, but we're going to keep on going. I got to latest head to work in about like, let's just say 15 minutes. So, all right, let's just fucking do this. Let's keep on going. All right. Thank God I didn't fucking, okay. Yeah. Anyways, 49ers are looking unstoppable. Like, that's all I got to say. They look like the big daddy of the NFL right now. It looks like no one can mess with him. It looks like 49ers they're like Johnny Sins. It's almost like, they're professional, they're elite professionals, right? But either way, they're gonna figure out an angle to fuck you from. You know what I'm saying? That's Johnny's, like, that's 49ers right now. 49ers, Johnny Sins. No matter who the opponent is, and in this case, a nice little lady that Johnny is working with, he's gonna find an angle to come at you from. So that's all I gotta say. Their offense looks pretty fucking crispy. Their defense looks sound. You can play them. It's like they're like even if a team's offense is good, right? Their defense can't figure it out. Okay, well, we'll come back at you with a freaking our offensive game. If another team's freaking defense is pretty good, they're stopping Debo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, Christian McCaffrey. Okay, well then, we'll turn up we'll let Nick Bosa put in a little bit more work. So it's and at this point, it's so early in the season, I might as well change that 49ers are going to win the Super Bowl. Like, I might as well, because it's early enough in the season that will make me sound like a genius, right? So That's all I got to say. 49ers are looking so scary and so good. Anyways, next game, Dolphins versus Chargers. Now, this was the highest scoring game, like in total points from both teams. Dolphins ended up beating the Chargers 36-34. Now, I have a little bit of let's just say an analogy or whatever. It's almost like Tyreek Hill and Tua Tagovailoa. It's almost like that quarterback wide receiver duo is similar to 14-21 Battle of Kutna-Ora, right? And if you don't know about this, it's a pretty significant historical event where for the first time in recorded history, the Hussites used firearms, used guns in war as an offensive strategy or weapon. It kind of feels like that way right now. You're bringing a gun to a knife fight. It's what are you supposed to do against Tyreek Hill and Tua Tagovailoa? Like, what are you supposed to do against that? And the most hilarious thing is that Tyreek Hill probably runs faster than the bullet that got fired, like in one of those 14-21 guns. You know what I'm saying? Like Tyreek Hill probably fucking, travels faster than that bullet. So I don't know, dude. It's fucking, how are you going to go against that? If that's how well they're going, like, dude, like offensively, we're chilling. Just fucking crisp up the defense, and the Dolphins are looking real damn solid too. Tua leading, with the help of Tyreek Hill, of course, but leading after week 1 in yards thrown. So that's crazy. That's crazy. How are people gonna figure out to defend against that? We'll see. I'm sure there'll be a few teams right there that figure something out, but right now, and it's a different story because you could say like, okay, well, Vikings, they also have that quarterback wide receiver duo. Okay, but like, did they win the game? That's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Last thing that I will be talking about is the Cowboys versus Giants game, ladies and gentlemen. This was a rough one for me because I don't particularly like the Cowboys. So it's like I'm feeling like Stephen A. Smith right now. It's just like, fucking what? But I can't be a hater necessarily. The score ended 40-0. Giants with a 0 and Cowboys with 40. The freaking final score looked like a Mexican amateur boxer's record. That's what it looked like. It really it really looked like a Mexican amateur boxer's fucking record, dude. 40-0, and he's like only 16 or something, and man, and the way the Giants defense played was almost like most of the opponents that the boxer probably faced, in that amateur career, where it's like you're almost so suspiciously bad. You're like, maybe this opponent's just throwing the game right now because, like if you didn't know, obviously boxing's a huge thing in Mexico, and obviously, you got to start off with an impressive amateur career, but in Mexico, it's mostly just gambling. So it's just like, okay, one of the guys falls down this round or whatever, and then this other guy just takes all these wins and then, stacks up a huge record. So maybe that's what happened in this. I don't fucking know. I'm not claiming. I'm not making the accusation that Giants just threw the game for some bookies got to them. And the whole Giants, just said, hey, yo, listen, let's just not do anything the whole game. However, fuck, man, that's a rough one, dude. That's just rough, man. I don't know what to say. Like, I actually don't know what to say. That's ridiculous. Seriously, when I saw the score, I was just like, wow, dude. That's some fucking Julio Cesar Chavez shit. You know what I'm saying? So, oh my God. Anyways, that's just that, man. And that's all I really have to say about the first week. Just looking at other scores as well. Lions were able to pull off the win against the Chiefs, right? Which I warned everyone about a little bit. Okay, yes, you could say one of the key offensive weapons that the Chiefs had, Travis Kelce, he got injured. So he wasn't playing. It got real close. If the Chiefs were Super Bowl, if they were in a Super Bowl shape, I would argue they could have won the game without Travis Kelce, but maybe that is how good Lions are. It's like they're on par, on the same level, and by the skin of their teeth, Lions 21-20, so they take the win, and Chiefs start off the season 0-1. Lions start off with 1-0. Any other things? Ravens beat the Texans 25-9. Jaguars beat the Colts 31-21. That was a pretty exciting game to watch. Trevor Lawrence definitely doing his thing. He's got some nice wide receivers this season, man. He got a lot of options when it comes to throwing the ball. And the Saints beat the Titans, 16-15. That was a relatively close game. Packers still own the Bears. They beat them 38-20. So, yeah, I'm not going to talk about the loss that the Broncos took. I'm really, okay, look, I looked at the stats and I watched, a bit of the game. Yo, listen, it's just, dude, what do you want my boy Russell Wilson to do? I know you guys don't like him to start off with, but what do you want him to do? Because I looked at the stats. It's like, dude, he has, no one consistent to throw to. It's all very spread out in terms of targets. So it's just like I don't really know what to say, man. That's just how it go. And of course, the Jets beat the Bills 22-16. Hold up, I'm gonna take a toilet break. I'll be right back. Center snapped it to me. Then I felt a snap. I mean, we even got it on snap. Shit, check it. You can see the moment your killers gave out and everything. Well, what we gonna do now, boss? Cause I look up to you. And honestly, through summer, throughout training camp, leading up to tonight, I thought the sky was the limit, man. You're an MVP, future Hall of Famer. And honestly, for a lot of us guys, you're like a father figure, man. Now you're out for at least a little while. Who could possibly replace you? Sorry, kid. All right, we're still rolling, still having a lot of fun, in a bit of a rush, but we are going to get through this, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for sticking with me so far. Here we go. Let's go into, let's go into week 2, still briefly, real quick, talk about our predictions a little bit. Okay, look, listen. Okay, I got to calm down. Take a deep breath. Let's just quickly go through the week 2 predictions right now. Bam, kicking off with Thursday Night Football, which is tonight. Vikings are going against the Eagles. Well, you already kind of know what I'm going to say. I think the Eagles are going to take that one just because the Eagles' defense is really solid as well. Packers versus Falcons. I don't know. Dude, honestly, Falcons might be riding a wave right now. So I think Falcons might take that one, actually. You know what? Yeah, I'll say that. Bills are finally going to get their first win of the season. They're going against the Raiders. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't think anyone's going to be down that one. Ravens versus Bengals. Ooh, that one's going to be interesting. That one's going to be real interesting. Let's see. Bengals made some quick improvements. Ravens, let's see if they can still capitalize on the weaknesses of the Bengals team. And otherwise, hey, look, listen, Lamar Jackson Jr., I don't know what the hell he was doing last game. Like, he was doing something. But, like, in terms of fantasy points, buddy, you didn't even get one whole point. You lost me the goddamn matchup, bro. What the fuck? You just run it, dude. Just fucking start running, bro. You still got enough guaranteed. You can take a small little injury. Fucking fuck, man. Seahawks versus Lions. I think that's gonna be pretty interesting. Seahawks defensively didn't improve as much as I would have wanted them to, but their offense is still pretty decent. So let's see. Let's just see. Whatever. Chiefs Jaguars. Interesting. Two very talented quarterbacks going head to head. And let's see. Bam. 49ers versus Rams. I know in a sense that's like a good little Cali matchup there, but I don't know. I don't really think Rams got anything on them. Jets versus Cowboys. Let's see how Zach Wilson does. Commanders versus Broncos. Okay, Broncos, please. Russell Wilson, please. Commanders aren't that good. There's no way Commanders are going to be doing good, dude. They're not starting my boy fucking Taylor Heineke. I don't know what the fuck they're doing, dude. I seriously don't know what the hell they're doing. Dolphins versus Patriots. Oh, that's a pretty classic matchup. But I do think Dolphins are going to take it. And Saints versus Panthers. Browns versus Steelers. Saints going to take that one. No, Browns are I don't know. I don't think Steelers are horrible. But I think Browns are pretty damn strong this season. Let's just see. Anyways, that's just a quick run through of week 2. I'm very excited about what's to come up. We'll get into it next week. We'll see what happens. I might do a little bit of a watch party, something like that, if I got time. Let's see. Anyways, let's go into the next topic right here. We got to recap UFC 293 because that was kind of fucking crazy. Ladies and gentlemen. We're just only going to talk about the main event, okay, as a recap. We can go deeper into it some other day, but look, listen, 293, that main event, man. Sean Strickland versus Israel Adesanya. Listen. Sean Strickland did not pull it off. Oh my God, he pulled it off. He fucking took it off Israel Adesanya. And I'm talking about the belt. He took that shit. He claimed that shit for himself. He was not holding back. He did basically what all the other title contenders we would have hoped they did. We would have hoped all the other title contenders like Jared Cannonier, even back then, Yoel Romero, we would have hoped that they would have fucking just come in, said, okay, this is I finally got to the title shot. I might as well lay it all out on the line to try to get the title. And Sean Strickland, technique-wise, did exactly that. He said, listen, I'm going to get to a distance within him where, yes, he could fucking honestly just throw some kind of kick or some kind of punch where it just sends me to oblivion. But if I stay composed, I stay in this distance, and I put it all on him, I fucking make it my fight, then I'm going to win the belt. And that's exactly what Sean Strickland did. I I think the intimidation factor of Israel's elite striking like has worn off after this fight. It's definitely, fucking couple notches down now. I feel like Sean just straight up tapped into, like, I can imagine Sean Strickland just tapping into this fucking like 2020 COVID safe distancing fucking mentality, right? Which we all know Sean Strickland didn't do any safe distancing in 2020. We know for a fact that guy fucking despised that shit. So that's kind of like, I think he just tapped into that mentality where it's like, fuck safe distancing, right? And then Israel Adesanya was like, he's the master of distance management, right? He's so good at keeping distance and then coming in and out with shots, bam. But Sean Strickland said, listen, I'm an American. American. I fucking love this freedom. I love fucking fuck the vaccination bullshit. I'm gonna fucking just come into your little safe distance. And then he cracked the code like that. He was just like, fuck you. There's no COVID. I'm gonna be right here with you, right in front of you. Bam, bam, hitting with. That's the fucking thing, man. Stylistically, Sean Strickland really is. He just walks. He just walks in front of you, man. And he's got the Philly. What is it? Philly shell or something like that, where he's just bam, bam, rolls with the shots. Bam. Israel couldn't touch him, man. Israel couldn't touch him at all, man. And fucking Sean Strickland came in like freaking Palestine into the fucking zone and just fucking bam, bam, pieced him up. Almost TKO'd him end of round 1. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Now Sean Strickland's the middleweight champion. What the fuck? What the fuck, ladies and gentlemen? It's fucking crazy. And I love it. He deserves it. He's been in the UFC for so long. He's sacrificed quite a lot. Like, if you look back when he started, man, he was cutting so much weight, just suffering through it all. And now he finally found a comfortable weight class, and now he's the fucking champion, dude. It's crazy. I love him as a champion. I hope he stays champion at least for a while. I hope this changes things within the middleweight, division. I hope it's, yes, okay, you could say instant rematch, but, Israel's had his run. Adesanya's had his run, man. I think I heard this, what podcast? Maybe Sean O'Malley's podcast. I think what could be smart is Sean finds someone to fight, and Israel Adesanya fights Dricus du Plessis for the title shot. You do that. You don't give Israel Adesanya the instant rematch. You do that first, and then we'll see what happens. I think that's perfect. Sean Strickland, congratulations. You're a savage. I love you, man. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. And then we're going to briefly talk about UFC this weekend. There's another UFC. This one really cool for the of the UFC. They're doing, I think it's called #Noche UFC. Anyways, it's the Independence Day, Mexican Independence Day this weekend, and to celebrate, it's on Saturday, and to celebrate that, they're doing a little Latino Mexican card for the UFC fans. So just going to talk about the co-main and the main event. Co-main event. Ooh, I am looking forward to this, ladies and gentlemen. We got Kevin Holland, number 13 in the welterweight division, going against my favorite freaking prospect in the UFC right now, Jack Della Maddalena. This guy is number 14 already. He's climbing up the ranks fast, and he's putting motherfuckers out, right? He's destroying them. It's no joking around anymore, Jack. You hear me? This is my most anticipated welterweight fight of this year. I I love both fighters a lot. Kevin Holland's just a fucking just straight up real one. Jack Della, he doesn't have the freaking, kind of publicity draw, but he's just a destroyer. He's just a bad fucking ass, right? So he's ready to go. Kevin Holland's ready to go. I swear Kevin Holland's going to fucking play this Latino card pretty damn strong just because, fucking crowd's got to cheer for anyone, and I know for a fact they'd rather cheer for the black American than the white Australia. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's gonna be pretty fun. Kevin Holland always knows how to get the crowd excited, but I think Jack Della's fighting style, in a sense, could get the fucking crowd excited as well. I mean, he definitely gets me excited, and I think this is the first dangerous matchup for Jack. Like actually dangerous. I know when he went against Randy Brown's definitely like a fucking crazy good fighter as well, but now it's kind of like Randy Brown plus in Kevin Holland. Extra long, extra strong, and knows how to wrestle as well. That's Kevin Holland right there. We'll have to see if Kevin Holland still kind of does his thing where he'd rather entertain and then he just sticks with striking with Jack Della, or if he kind of just wants to win a little bit more. But that's the thing. I do think Jack Della is, he's smaller in that sense where he could be equally as strong but small. So it's kind of like tough to, wrestle with him in that sense. He's more like sturdy. Center of gravity and all that shit, scientific with it. And but anyways, dude, Kevin's, he's got the crazy reach advantage, right? So, and Kevin Holland's definitely got like pretty damn good striking as well. So we'll have to see, man. It's crazy. Jack is so good at staying in the pocket, countering, and also leading. We'll see, dude. I'm fucking dying off of excitement. I barely had any jokes for this because it's just no joke, man. This is no joking around. This is just a really solid fight matchup in the welterweight division this Saturday. Let's go. And the perfect build-up for the perfect main event, ladies and gentlemen. Alexa Grasso, the champion, versus Valentina Shevchenko, who's the number one contender in the flyweight division. This is for the women's flyweight title. And this is a immediate rematch. Alexa Grasso pulled off the crazy upset last time the women fought. And now Dana and the UFC has given Valentina the bullet. One more go at it to see if they can tie it up. And listen, and Dana, can we just lock in the fight? Let's just lock in the trilogy here. Why don't we just lock in the trilogy? No, forget about that. Let's lock in the quadrilogy. Dana, just lock it in. We need the quadrilogy because you know why? You're sexist if you don't do it. You did it with fucking, Brandon Moreno and that other fucking Figueroa. And you did that for the flyweight division for the men, but you're not going to do it for the women, you freaking sexist, dude. That would be so... Because, listen. Why can't... I want 3 more of this. I had so much fun with the first one. I want 3 more. I'm going to be greedy. I don't want, I'm sorry, but I don't want Grasso to win this one. And then that's the end. I'm saying? Come on, bro. Just bless us. Okay, let's just say Shevchenko, wins by decision this one. And it's let's just say it's like a split decision. So you really got to get the trilogy fight. Okay, and then you match the trilogy. Trilogy is a draw. Then you need the quadrilogy fight to figure it all out. I want these women to go the distance for all 4 fights. That would be fun for me. It would be enjoyable for me. I can never get tired of these 2 women. Period. But also fighting, grappling each other, doing a little wrestling here and there, getting a little wild. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind that at all. Seriously. They're both so skilled. Both so beautiful. I mean, Christ almighty. Alexa, I love you. Valentina, I love you. Women of culture, you know what I'm saying? They got something there. And I am excited. This weekend, the women are facing off once again. Like I said, I wouldn't mind if they go the distance at all. And to be honest, I do feel like they might go the distance, like realistically. Maybe Valentina finally like does her thing in that sense. They go the distance. Valentina has, done, been efficient with the striking, won most of the points for most of the rounds, and then I think maybe that's just how it plays out. But I mean, last time I ain't gonna lie, I've never been so turned on about a UFC fight ever in my life, dude. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, listen. First of all, like, yo, listen. Imagine there's like a moment and you're seeing this in another human being. Like, just forget about the female aspect. Just this shit is like, this kind of gets you going, you know? It's like fucking Alexa Grasso. Everybody fucking doubted her. She worked so hard, so many fucking years to finally get the title shot. And then she's there, and then she's doing fucking well. And then she got the fucking arm underneath Valentina Shevchenko. And then I'm sorry, maybe I'm going a little too far. Maybe this is TMI. But there was that moment when Alexa Grasso got the arm underneath the neck of Valentina Shevchenko and then started squeezing for the rear naked choke. I've never seen a face on a person, let alone a woman, that's like so just, kind of like output of energy and power and just like praying, dude. I fucking, and it's for something like so satisfying, so, and she's just there like, eyes closed, just like kind of like composed, savage, just. And I was like, Alexa, you got me going right now. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Like, Jesus Christ. Anyways, yeah. Quadrilogy, Dana White, do it for us. Book it. Best of luck for both women. I am not trying to be objectifying or whatever. These women are, at the end of the day, so skillful in their own craft. They can both kick the fuck out of me within 30 seconds. So just honestly, I'm excited for this weekend. All that. It's about to be fun. Sorry for the inconsistency in recording. I hope the editing is going to be fine at the end of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to rush to work. I got an 8-hour shift. I'll fucking see you next week. Ballin' at what cost? Orexi Pukiniki. See ya.